What's up guys, it's Talon here, and in today's video we're going to be going over how you can improve your solo cash cup performance by analyzing top NAE Pro dubs. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content and find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, if you wish to support me in another way, use code Talon.fn in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen, we have Dubs POV. This is actually going to be a run-through of all 10 games. He ended up placing 5th overall. And early on, it's going to demonstrate a pretty overall important portion of solo cash cups and solos in general. And that is to keep a good mental. So we're going to start off here. He gets Uncon Boney first game. He then is going to eliminate this opponent on this kind of interesting little mid-game fight over by the center tower. Gonna get a free elimination, and you're gonna see him die here on first rotation. So we've watched tons and tons of solos. Like usually, you first game you see most pros 8-10 kills. Now this is unfortunate. The only thing I think he could have done here is put himself between this person and the lobby, because what ends up happening is he goes into a wide open space, and one, he starts prioritizing protecting that as opposed to in front of him. And then he just gets lobbied.
Fucking dead, dude? No way.
So again, unfortunate way to start off your tournament, right? So you have a meh game 1. Game 2, you're fighting off spawn. You have 5 builds. Opponent has a shotgun and a lot of shield. You just get clicks, peeks. And so now, game 2, you have even worse. So 8 points in 2 games. Would not expect that, right, from Dubs. And this is, again, just keeping good metal important. Get a free elimination here. Not much to say, but probably not what he wanted to start his tournament with. Gets a couple tags. He's going to push over to it with the use of the tires. Only has siphon mats from the first elimination. Get a nice little finish onto that particular opponent. So good mental. We've had a rough first 2 games. Game 3, nice little cone right there. And that's also what you also remember, right? You kind of want to look at your tournament as 3 games at portions. Full boxes this guy. Smart, recognize. So again, just very, very, like, this is just a little minor thing, but what I want to talk about is, like, just being smart and safe. So we know that the opponent doesn't have a ton of shield, but he still doesn't really take a 50-50, right? He doesn't spray through and get mega pumps. He decides to just edit out. The opponent's kind of stuck there anyways, right? And then where's the opponent going to be? On that side. So safe return. And so now we get to see Dubs W keying on display. We've also got a chug cannon, which is meta. So again, if you have chug cannon, make sure that you have great games with it. Fantastic. Now a little scuff mechanically, but sitting on that right hand peak. Notice not going right in front of it. Doing a good job of just getting whatever pieces he can. And fantastic. That opponent has to do 200 pump. Doesn't have gold spaz. So you're just hoping he edits up and out. And then we move into this end game now. We have 2 launch pads. We have chug cannon. We're thinking this is an easy elimination. He's going to get a free and then kill on this guy who's rotating. And then Dubs is going to go up to height with his launch pads. He's then fighting for height with this particular opponent. Why? Because look at his mats. He's 4-2-3. He has Launchpad and Chug Cannon. Fantastic. Catches that opponent off, and that's more than likely going to send that opponent away from him. That's exactly what he does. Kind of sprays through, let that guy build. He gets a free elimination in the storm. We don't know if that was the opponent he was fighting or someone else he had previously tagged. Sees the opponent on height. Now, that's unbelievable. That opponent actually didn't shoot him out right there. Make sure to reconnects right there. Now he's got a nice solid base sitting up. And he's making sure he gets ahead to create an angle. Boom, free elimination. It kind of went back onto the old builds. And that's just what you want to do. If you have height in 5th or 6th with that amount of mats, the only thing you have to worry about is keeping it. And especially when your first 2 games you've gotten a combined total of 8 points, you're not going to be in super crazy lobbies. Now Dubs nearly ends up actually losing this because the opponent actually ends up having a significant amount of mats and has chug cannon. So Dubs is eventually going to have to give out height, but he's doing a good job of pressuring, spraying. but not overcommitting. He takes a little bit of storm again because of chug cannon. Make sure he does it. But the opponent also has it. Now a missed opportunity right there, but a good 73 cracked. And this is just keeping calm in a situation. Good. Like a little minute thing right there is putting that floor over your head. Prevent any chance. Now you know the longer this fight goes, opponent's going to have chug cannon. Opponent fortunately hits for a little bit. And it's basically going to just come down to an aim duel. Opponent has to take a little bit to drop. He's probably used more. Cracked. Now he knows that the opponent has gone up. Can't do minis. 31 HP. 22. And so the opponent is 1 HP. And he ends up just clutching up with a good aim. And just not panicking in a bad situation. Strong mental from bad game 1, bad game 2. Overcome, win game 3 with a good amount of kills. And now this is again, strong mental. The first half of this was strong mental. Game 4 literally is the first person to die. So we get into game 5 and we literally only have one game that we can really like. And we play a little bit more passive. 21 moving, so again, we're not into the portions of the Cash Cup where we're getting into super stack lobbies. Looking at win condition right here. Get our heels off. Now we're thinking, so you see that wood wall right here? We could maybe think a cutoff for a pressure. Decides to leave it alone. Nope, so that was good. Just good recognition right there, right? He pressures that wall, gets that opponent kind of a little bit scared to go straight through. He knows the opponent can't go right here. So the Dubs just goes out and is like, well, where's he going to go? He can't go right. He can't really go left. He's got to go up. And so he just finds it. He gets a little like siphon mats refresh, I would say. Gets another fart pull. Drops down. Now we go into this building and it's pretty scuffed and scary. Now 27 and then he just gets the elimination. You have to also be very cognizant of if you get an elimination like this, you're going to have to quickly get up. That fantastic little cone flip right there was ingenious. Dubs being a tarper, ideal kind of player for his trio. Dubs tarping is fantastic. Just never a material wasted. Gets very fortunate. He gets a bunch of people's shambles on low ground. Someone's chopping his wall. But look, 400 metal. And he's saving it to the end as well. So you're thinking at least a top 5 at a bare minimum with the rest of these materials going into night. Covers himself up. 23. Gets cracked. Unfortunately misses the pump, but gets there. And it's a 1v1v1. He's milked this to the absolute best of his ability. Now, no mats, right? Like, what is he going to do here? He's going to die, obviously. But good job. You have to understand to play with what you have. And it's like, he's going to take fall damage 100% of the time.
Fuck. Whatever, let's go.
So now, after a horrible first, second, and fourth game, we've had a second place and a first place. And again, if you keep that good mental, that is the big thing. Keep a good mental, you could still do well. Now we're into these stacked professional player lobbies with Surge, 40 and first moving. Very good players. Tries landing his box. Now puts him at a kind of a scuff portion. Solo tarps ahead a little bit to get in. Good. He's going to try and cut that opponent off. But he's playing a pretty congested lair at the front. I think he was hoping to land somewhere else in the launch pad. Low can work if you have a lot of mats in your head. He has one launch pad as well. So on this rotation, he's biding his time right here. Just kind of looking to see what develops. Where can I go? Notice waits. He finds just kind of random loot right here as well. And then he just slowly waits and gets up. He sits at the back. Now kind of scuffs the pad a little bit. But again, like I said, you see a very fantastic use, and look where we get to. Again, we get to that side of zone where we're hugging, and we get in. It's a patience in the rotation. This move is fantastic. I've been seeing this a ton. This is a refresh master. This is a master way to get refreshes. Don't place this wall here. Place this ramp behind you and peek through it, and then anyone that's coming through or anyone you get a free pick, they can't see you and they can see them. I've been seeing a lot of pros do it. I saw Tayson do it. Now I've seen Dubs do it as well. This is a fantastic technique. A fantastic technique to implement into your endgame. And I think I can't remember this current situation. I don't know if it nets him a refresh. You see right there, that visual right there, he's just late to it. But that netted him the opportunity. He really wanted it. He realized he's at backside. Good recognition to place that behind his head. Now this is really, really scuffed. His opponent's going to go in for a refresh.
I'm dead, dude. No way.
Unfortunate, and that's like what I said earlier, is like low can be very, very, very good. I don't find low good for first moving. I think it's fine if you have a significant amount of mats. It's a little bit different in trios, but in solos, lows is kind of meh, in my opinion, because you have to deal with a lot of congestion, especially in super stack lobbies. And you saw, he literally just he got a max fart pool, and as he was just trying to go and break through, he literally ran into someone who was already just based up a little bit more ahead of him, who cracked him, took his wall instant, and finished him off instantly. But he also didn't get the refresh, but good attempt. Game 7. Now we have a little bit more movement. We have peppers to work with, which is going to make our rotation significantly easier. This is why he lands Boney, because they have the fruit boxes that allow him peppers. There's something, again, peppers are still huge in this game, as well as obviously they're being launch pads. But for solos, launch pads are significantly less important, in my opinion. You can really have much more efficient rotations with peppers and solos than I feel like you can with launch pads. Launch pads, you need your whole team to move over. Those doesn't go for that there, even though he probably should. He doesn't have a fantastic amount of materials. He realizes also a minor mistake right there, realizes that floor wasn't his a little bit earlier. But no one comes off, spraying through. But he gets a fantastic zone, and so like this is also what's beautiful about peppers, right? You can go back to front insta with peppers. If you find a clear lane, then you can do it. So you can really milk out placement. Peppers are fantastic for milking out placement because it makes your position in late game so much less important. You don't need to use as many materials because you're just zipping through whatever open spaces and open holes you see. Like you see, like, oh, there's congestion. Oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'll just jump to a different layer. Oh, I'll get super far ahead. I got med kits and I'm in instantly from back to front. Now, I love this. I think he waits to pop this medkit till it's a little bit more built. And then he actually sees this opponent right here sitting on his ramp. And now he's got chug cannon. Now, this is a little bit scary. This opponent's on his wall. He just got chug cannon. God, such a... Then he realized pretty early that wasn't... Or pretty late that wasn't his. Getting attacked. Pressured constantly. But again, the prepper kind of gets him out of the situation. Gets him to zone quickly. And chug cannon again being meta. Look how much, from 8th to 9th, almost half the lobby has died. And that's the difference sometimes, you know. Now he sees this opponent, pressures a wall, cracks shield, and then he's going to go for it. Gets it right there. No mats, but again, he's now got another elimination. He's getting pressured, he's going to have to drop. Sorry guys, there was an ad, let's continue. Now we've picked up here on kind of low. We get into zone. And there's just not much we can do right here. The opponent has a right hand peek and a pump. But we milk, because of peppers, we milk this endgame into a top 5 situation. Again, we've had what I would like to call, like, this Cash Cup VOD review is very Jekyll Hyde. It's like insta dying off spawn, or it's getting top 5s. It's like there really hasn't been that much in between. We have the 20th placement game and then another 20th placement game. But
Go, baby.
that's how, with the amount of waste games he had. Now this is again another example of keeping us real mental. We're game 8. We're in a stack portion of the tournament. We don't take our big. We have Pump and Scar. And we kind of get pieced up here a little bit. We haven't taken our big, so we don't have any shield when we're fighting. We're trying our best to get our shields off, which doesn't happen.
I have no mats.
He gets no mats. He gets killed. And again, just unfortunate, right? Gold, Scar, Pump, full shield off spawn. Exactly what you want. Doesn't capitalize, right? But still, keeping that tough mentality that, yeah, I have 2 more games. It happened. So game 9, what do? We come back and have a fantastic game. We get to recycle a pad, 45 in first moving. And look, 4 peppers. It's okay. We have a very good loadout this game for success. Nice. We could sit up here, look for free eliminations. All these people padding, moving to and fro. Resets, then reloads. And then he goes, okay, I'm gonna pop a pepper. Right, he just takes the being ahead this time. And that's what, when you have peppers, your rotations become very simplified. It's get it to the front as fast as possible. And it's saving a lot of mats as well. You don't have to spend all that time building if you don't have any movement. Now we also have a pad here. We have about 600 mats, but we have peppers. Again, so if we get that far pull, it's okay. And if we get that front pull, it's even better because we can sit there and wait to let cover develop. So he takes the pad there. He wants to get to another dead side of zone, which is basically he uses that to wrap. And then he doesn't claim loan this time, which I like. Because he was just going to have to waste more mats to go up from low to get up to this little hill. He's doing the same exact thing that he's kind of done this entire time is, okay, I have peppers. I'm going to wait till zone's in my back and let things develop, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to maybe look for a refresh when I can. Like I'm looking for refreshes. I'm being active, but I don't see anything. He's kind of looking. Also, he's going to plan out his rotation. Nice. Oh, there's a little open spot. Okay. I'm just going to run quickly. Look at this. I'm not going to build because I'm fast. And look at that. Oh, we're in. We're back to front instantaneously with our peppers. We let everything develop. We found a clear path. We tanked a little bit of storm. And again, that same technique I talked about earlier. Having that metal belt ramp and sitting there peeping through it or whatever, brick, probably not going to do it in wood, but do it in metal, brick, especially once it gets fully built, you see someone come through, you can really take advantage and turn that into a refresh. And you look right here, misses the shot, right? Misses the shot again. But you see the benefit. Now this opponent just psychos in basically a desperation play. And we have peppers. We're still on peppers, so we go from back to front. Again, insta. Making sure he hears the chopping, and that's why he checks. That's why he stops doing what he's doing and looks to make sure he's not getting pushed on. A little bit of just kind of, I don't know, just nerves or jittery, just some bad aim, some shots on that Dubs, usually Dubs hit. Fantastic 116, but doesn't psycho in for it because he has the mats. Same thing. And he uses the pepper to get back to front. Nice. Get a fantastic little refresh right there. Just having things pre-edited. We get back to our lair as well. And we're on peppers again, so we can sit here and wait. He goes, nah, I'm not going to drop you down. Even though I coned you in the box. And this is all just about milking. And you milk placement by playing ahead. It's a fantastic 120 crack. Now he's kind of just stuck. Fantastic. He waits for that opponent to go through. And look at the pepper. Again, just kind of being very instrumental. And just getting into an area of being scuffed. Oh my goodness. What a fantastic pickup. He's even able to get the chug cannon. Now this is just clutch right here. He's trying to cut off whatever spaces he can, and he's milked this again into top 3. Fantastic. Drops him perfectly on this opponent, and now it's a 1v1v1. I think he's gonna just get unfortunately ticked due to the fire, which is just a frustrating portion of competitive. He might win, he might not. We don't know if the opponent has medkit or heals.
Fucking go!
That's,
oh my God.
and again, that's a good metal. That was just an absolutely insane clutch. But you saw just the same thing. It's a game plan, right? It's a game plan. You see it. It's, I have peppers. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let things develop. And then I'm going to go back to front like that. And I'm going to do this over and over and over. And while I'm sitting there waiting, I'm going to look for picks or refreshes that gives me more mats. You know, if I have Chug Cannon, I'm going to use that to my advantage. And you just see him right there, just clutch up. Pretty much raw aim mechanics got him out of very sticky situations, and he turned basically a game that was looking like a top 10 into a victory royale, and that's going to then shoot him up. And again, when he's had all those games where he's died off spawn, if you just kind of take those out of the equation, I mean, this could have been an easily a first place performance. Easily, just the consistency has still been good. He can't even believe he won it, which I don't blame him. And so this is the last game, game number 10. Alright guys, sorry there was an ad. We're in the last game. Let's continue. Alright, 57, 3 below, so we're looking for Surge. Oh, we get a fantastic little free pickup, and we have Chug Cannon this game. Oh my goodness, we're showing Glorious, so actually might have been an EU player. Kind of fast forwards us to him on a better lair. Someone steals that from him, so he immediately just creates more space. No peppers this game though, right? No movement. So this is going to be... What can I do? Still looking for maybe impacts or refreshes. But he's still going to let things develop. Let's conserve tarping. And then he's using his wood. Scuffs a little bit mechanically and then pauses. See, noted he kind of just took his time there. Didn't want to force anything to get beamed, so he went back to where he had more protection. He's on a very actually clear lair. That's actually allowed him to save a good bit amount of mats. Now, jumping down, making sure that he shoots that wall out that the opponent can have, he basically gets a refresh without getting a refresh right there. Creates more space with extra mats he just got. He's always looking down underneath. And then he sees a clear layer right here. Now, notice how he doesn't go in the box. Those aren't his metal walls. So what does he do? Oh my goodness. He jumps up. And this is, again, he has Chug Cannon. He's just done this. Make sure it's his. He's jumping into much more clear layers. Look, it's just the tarping is... It's just every build is just placed with the purpose. You can see that it's just nothing is wasted. He gets in at front side. Box in. Still have 500 mats to play with and Chug Cannon. Opponent just dips out, so he leaves it. Because he knows he has enough mats to make it at least one more rotation. So we're thinking maybe guaranteed top 10, hopefully a top 5. Look, and we can take zone, and this is why also Chug Cannon's meta. Why is Chug Cannon meta? Well, I can tank zone to get to certain spots, or I can tank zone to get a position I want to get, and then I can just instantly heal back up. Now he's looking for a refresh. Sees an opponent on all the loot. But still leaves it. He still has mats. He's covering his head slowly. Now he's getting pressured, which is a little bit unfortunate. Making sure he covers off. He just kind of uses that as a refresh and he drops down. Very, very good. Oh, he gets beamed. That wasn't that bad. It's just... In this situation, that could have maybe been done a little bit better. So you get right here, and he's going to get essentially a refresh. He's getting pressure from the top, which is important. He's shambles. Make sure he picks up everything and look at the mats he gets. So this is the only, like, right here. No harm in placing floor cone. I think he's just under a ramp, I believe. Yep. He should do no harm with your mat refresh to place floor cone. That would have given him 3 layers of protection. Or he could have just used all his Chug Cannon. But he's in 9th. He probably wanted to save his Chug Cannon to get to 9th. So I think a little minor mistake that prevented this from being a top 5 because it definitely had the mats. Maybe could have also jumped it up from a 5th place to maybe a top 3 or a top 4 performance overall. But Dubs did an incredible job throughout this VOD review. One, when I watch Dubs, it's one, there's a clear game plan. It's like Bony Burbs, give me some peppers, and use that to get predominantly my high placements. And we saw that type of meta last season. That was the only way for solos, how you could play solos, not last season. And whatever season it was, there's no launch pad. I think that was last season, actually. It was just a bad season. I just have been so traumatized by it, I moved on by it. But we saw, and again, with having that pepper option allows him to just move zones so much more efficiently. We see that game plan. We see the precise way that Dubs places his builds and his tarps. That always seems like there's a purpose. There's always perfect placement. Mats aren't being wasted or thrown around. Space is always being claimed. Dubs is going exactly where he wants to go. We saw a few good techniques. But I mean, honestly, the big thing that just sticks out to me is a good mental, right? You had the first 2 games, 8 points. You know, that with how many VOD reviews I do, that is incredibly rare to see. Incredibly rare that first 2 games, a professional player, someone that's a World Cup qualifier caliber professional player such as Dub is, usually don't see that. But again, why is Dubs a World Cup, professional player? It's good mental. It's good mental. He didn't allow the fact that his first 2 games did not go super duper well to affect his performance later on. And we saw a victory out. Then we saw him die off spawn instantly, getting fried out of the air. The first one dying next game. And then we see a second place, and it's just overcoming those bad moments. That is the biggest takeaway from this VOD review. I hope that you enjoyed, guys. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.